I'm quite curious, Betty, how would you describe your fashion brand and your own personal style?
To be honest with you, first of all, I think entering into a fashion industry was something that I didn't really expect. Growing up in Vietnam, my mom was a tailor, and she's also teaching a lot of people about sewing and, dressmaking. I've seen how she worked so hard in her life. Mom barely had time with me, so, I kind of a little bit upset about the fact that she was so busy, working all the time, didn't have time for me. So, and also watching her growing up, raising me, how hard it is for her to work so hard. So I said to my mom that, Mom, I wouldn't do what you do, and here I am.
What were some of the things that you saw while observing your mom back in the day?
For me, the most standout process for me watching my mom was how hard work, how much she's been working really, really hard. She would waking up, actually stay up late to 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning just to finish an order, and from a very young age, I've learned about discipline. I've learned about, dedication, is that if you put your mind to something and that God giving you that gift to pursue, giving you a talent to do what you wanted to do, it's really your responsibility to work really hard, to, be a good human being, be integral as well in what you're doing. That's what I've learned from my mother. She's an honest woman. She was very disciplined. She's very hardworking, and I think that reflecting a lot about what Vietnamese people is all about as well. We came from a country that torn by war, with so many wars in the country, and yet we're still fighting, and yet we're still winning in the end. And I think that resilience in her that I've learned from a very young age has really equipped me in my success, that determination, that resilience to never give up, really instilled in me at a very young age. So I'm very thankful that I inherited that from my mother, and it took me to where I am today.
Was there kind of like one moment that really propelled you to stay or to enter or to be in this industry, or was it kind of like was it seeping through your veins throughout those years that you watched your mom and then you tried all of these things? Was it a moment, or was it a collection of moments?
I think that it's watching, you could imagine watching your mom being in this industry from the age of from like little kid, 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old, waking up, hearing the noise of the, of the sewing machine, hearing the noise of the cutting, hearing the noise. I grew up with all of that noises around me, and that's the only thing I know. So I think somehow it instilled in my blood that is something that it naturally was, built in me. Watching my mom, I've learned a lot. And I think there's nothing better than learning the experience on the job. So in some way, I feel like fashion and a sense for fashion already instilled inside me from a very young age. But I kind of denied it. No, that's not for me, until I fully embrace it and say, you know what, my mom can do it. I can do it better. If somebody can do it, and I would say to myself that if they can do it, I will do it better. And I think with that attitude, with that mindset, with that persistence, you just learn and master your craft. And obviously, up to this point, it had been over 15 years that I've been doing this. I've spent over 10,000 hours already, so I can really say that become professional at it. Because everything needs times, and everything need. You're going to put the hours into the work to master it. And so I think that the first collection was a disaster. For me, it was a disaster, but it wasn't for a lot of people. And then I just try to raise that bar every day, every month, every year. I'm always push myself to think out of my comfort zone, to experiment with different kind of techniques, with different kind of shapes and structures, and just experiment it. And I think as we go through so many collections, you just become better at it. And I think for me, it is, it's really important to me to continue to grow and become a student again, to keep learning and learning. And I think that's really helped me to get to where I am today.